Welcome to all. Today's class is about epicyclic gear trains. We can discuss some problems regarding epicyclic gear trains. Here is the first question. In an epicyclic gear train, an arm carries two gears A and B having 36 and 45 teeth respectively. If the arm rotates at 150 rpm in the anticlockwise direction about the center of the gear A, which is fixed, determine the speed of gear B. If the gear A, instead of being fixed, makes 300 rpm in the clockwise direction, what will be the speed of gear B? Here the question is that we have to find out the speed of the gear B. Then two conditions are given. First condition, if the arm, this particular arm C, rotates at 150 rpm in the anti-clockwise direction about the center of the gear A, where the gear A is fixed. Gear A is fixed. That means NA is equal to 0 and NC is equal to speed of the arm is equal to 150 rpm in the anti-clockwise direction. That means plus 150. This is the given condition. Then we have to find out NB. In the second question, second part, if the gear A, instead of being fixed, makes 300 rpm in the clockwise direction, that means NA is equal to negative 300. Negative sign indicates the direction, clockwise direction. Clockwise direction means a negative direction. What will be the speed of the gear B? At that time, what will be the speed of the gear B? Here again, arm rotates at 150 rpm. That's equal to NC, also equal to 150 rpm plus, that means anti-clockwise direction. Then we have to find out NB, what will be the speed of gear B. Here is the tabular method, in which first we can construct the table of motions. Given TA is equal to 36, TB is equal to 45, number of teeth on gear A and B respectively. Then NC is equal to 150 rpm in the anti-clockwise direction. And first we have to prepare the table of motions. Here there are four rows, in which first row represents the first condition of motion. Here first condition, we have to choose a condition. Here the first condition is arm fixed, gear A rotates through plus 1 revolution. That means plus 1 revolution means plus 1 revolution indicates the 1 revolution anti-clockwise direction. Then arm fixed, here is the first condition. In first condition, arm fixed, that means revolution of element arm C is equal to 0. Then for gear A, plus 1 revolution, that is a given condition, or first condition we have already given in the table of motion. Then that revolution of the element A, gear A, is equal to plus 1. Then we have to find out the number of revolution of gear B, the third element, gear B. Here we know that NA by NB must be equal to TB by TA, and NB is equal to NB, number of rotations for gear B, is equal to NA into TA by TB. If NB is rotating in clockwise direction, then NA must be in anti-clockwise direction. Here in the given condition, we have already given that gear A rotates plus 1 revolution in anti-clockwise direction. Plus 1 revolution means in anti-clockwise direction, 1 revolution. Then that NA must be equal to plus 1. Then NB is equal to 1 into TA by TB in negative, in clockwise direction. That means negative TA by TB. This negative sign indicates that the gear B rotates in clockwise direction. Then we can complete that row by putting minus TA by TB at this particular position. Then arm fixed, gear A rotates through plus X revolutions. Again, arm fixed means this particular position, this value must be equal to 0, arm fixed. And for gear A, we have supplied plus X revolutions, X revolutions anti-clockwise direction. That means this one plus X. Then this one automatically, this one must be equal to minus X into TA by TB. Then add plus Y to all the elements. Add plus Y revolutions to all elements. Then the total motion for arm C is equal to plus Y, for gear A is equal to X plus Y, and for gear B that must be equal to Y minus X into TA by TB. Y minus X into TA by TB. Okay, then we can calculate the motion of or number of revolution of gear B. Here, first condition, in first condition, speed of the gear B when gear A is fixed and speed of the arm is plus 150 or 150 RPM anti-clockwise direction. That means Y is equal to, in this particular table, speed of arm is equal to plus Y, and that plus Y is equal to, in this particular question, that plus Y is equal to plus 150, given condition. NC is equal to 150 RPM. That means this plus Y must be equal to plus 150, because that 150 RPM in anti-clockwise direction. Then plus Y is equal to plus 150 RPM. That is the given condition. Then for gear A in the condition given in the question, gear A is fixed. That means X plus Y, that X plus Y must be equal to 0. Then in the given condition, X plus Y must be equal to 0, or X is equal to minus Y. Here Y is equal to 150 mm, then X must be equal to minus 150. X must be equal to minus 150. Then speed of the gear B. From this table, we can see that speed of the gear B is equal to Y minus X into TA by TB. Then we can substitute the value of Y and X, the value of Y and X in this particular equation, and TA by TB, already we know that TA is equal to 36 and TB is equal to 45. Then we can easily find out the speed of gear B, and B is equal to 270 RPM, plus means in the anti-clockwise direction. Gear A makes 300 RPM clockwise, find out the speed of the gear B. That is the second part of the first question. Here gear A makes 300 RPM clockwise, that means X plus Y is equal to minus 300. Here X plus Y is equal to minus 300, or X is equal to minus 300 minus Y. Minus 300 minus Y. Here we know that Y is equal to plus 100. We know that Y is equal to plus 150. Then the value of X is equal to minus 300 minus 150. That's equal to minus 450 RPM. Then we can substitute that value in this particular equation. We can find out NB as 510 RPM plus 510 RPM. That's equal to 510 RPM anti-clockwise direction. This is the tabular method. And in the algebraic method, we know that N is equal to speed of the gear A, NB is equal to speed of gear B, NC is equal to speed of arm C. Assuming C is to be fixed, speed of the gear A relative to arm C. Speed of the gear A relative to speed of the arm C, or relative velocity of A with respect to arm C is equal to NA by NC, and speed of the gear B with respect to arm C is equal to NB by NC, NB minus NC, NB minus NC. Here NA minus NC, here NB minus NC. Then NB minus NC divided by NA minus NC is equal to minus TA by TB. We have already discussed this equation in the theory part. Then here NB minus NC divided by NA minus NC is equal to minus TA by TB. We know that NC arm is fixed means NC is equal to 0. Then NB by NA is equal to minus TA by TB. NB by NA is equal to TA by TB, and that TA by TB must be in the opposite direction. That means NB is equal to negative of NA into TA by TB. Here in this particular equation we consider only the magnitude. When we use this negative sign, we can consider the direction of that motion also. Then NB by NA is equal to minus TA by TB. Minus TA by TB must be here when we consider the direction. That is this particular equation. Then we can substitute the given condition. The speed of the gear B when gear A is fixed, NA must be equal to 0. Then in this particular equation, NB minus 150 divided by 0 minus 150 is equal to minus 36 by 45. That's equal to negative 0.8. Here NC is equal to plus 150 mm anti-clockwise direction. Then we can easily find out NB. NB is equal to 270 rpm as in the case of tabular method. Similarly, speed of the gear B when A makes 300 rpm clockwise, here NA is equal to minus 300. That means 300 rpm clockwise. Then we can substitute the value of A in this particular equation. NB minus 150 divided by minus 300 minus 150 is equal to minus 36 by 45. That's equal to minus 0.8. Then we can calculate the value of NB. NB is equal to 510 rpm. The same answer as in the case of tabular method. Okay, that is the first question. And in the second question, here is the second question. In a reverted epicyclic gear train, the arm carries two gears B and C and a compound gear DE. The gear B meshes with gear E and gear C meshes with gear D. The number of teeth on gears B, C and D are 75, 30 and 90 respectively. Find the speed and direction of gear C when gear B is fixed and the arm makes 100 rpm clockwise. Here the given condition is NB. NB must be equal to 0 and NA is equal to negative 100. Negative 100. Okay, in this particular question, B is directly meshed with gear E and D is directly meshed with gear C, and the axis of both gears E and D is same gear or on the same shaft. The gear E and D are mounted. That type of gear arrangement is known as compound gear. That means the number of revolution of gear E must be equal to number of revolution of gear D. Total revolution for gear E must be equal to total revolution of gear D, because both are mounted on the same shaft. Or speed of E must be equal to speed of D. That is the condition. Here is the solution. Here TB is equal to 75, TC is equal to 30, TD is equal to 90 and NA is equal to 100 rpm clockwise, and we have to find out the number of teeth on E, TE. Then in a reverted epicyclic gear train is shown in figure. Let us find out the number of teeth on gear E. We can use this particular equation. We know that the first driver and we know that the axis of the first driver and the last follower, axis of the first driver and the last follower must be same or coaxial. That type of gear train is known as a compound epicyclic gear train. Here gear C is directly meshed with gear D and gear B is directly meshed with gear E. That means radius of C plus radius of D. Radius of C plus radius of D. That means this center to center distance. that must be equal to radius of B plus radius of E. That is the condition. Then instead of this radius, we can use diameter also. Then dB plus dE is equal to dC plus dd. Since the number of teeth on each gear for the same module are proportional to their pitch circle diameter, then instead of dB we can use TB, number of teeth on B, plus number of teeth on E is equal to number of teeth on C plus number of teeth on D. Then we can calculate number of teeth on E as TC plus TD minus TB, that's equal to 45. Then by using this table of motions, we can find out the different conditions. In the first condition, in the first row, we filled with a condition that arm fixed compound gear DE rotates through +1 revolution. That means 1 revolution anti-clockwise direction. Then arm fixed means this particular value, the revolution of element A is equal to 0. Then compound, for compound gear, the number of rotation for D, ND must be equal to NE, because both gears are mounted on the same shaft. That is that type of gear arrangement is known as compound gear. Then ND must be equal to NE, so that for a compound gear, that compound gear DE revolution is equal to +1. That is already we have substituted here, +1 revolutions for compound gear DE. Then for gear B, number of rotation, here we know that gear B is directly mesh with gear E. Then NB by NE is equal to TB by TE by TB. That means NE is inversely proportional to TE. NB is inversely proportional to TB. That means NB by NE is equal to TE by TB. Then here NE is +1. Then NB is equal to NE into TE by TB. That must be in the opposite direction. That means negative TE by TB. Negative TE by TB. Here NE is equal to +1. Similarly, for gear C, we know that gear C is directly meshed with gear D. That means NC by ND is equal to TD by TC. Then NC is equal to ND into TD by TC. Here again ND is equal to +1. ND is equal to +1. That means NC is equal to minus TD by TC. Minus TD by TC. Then arm fixed compound gear DE rotates through +X revolution. Then for arm this value must be equal to 0. For compound gear +X. Then automatically for gear B minus X into TE by TB. This value into X. Then for gear C, this value into X. That means minus X into TD by TC. Then add +5 revolutions to all the elements. Then total motion for arm A is equal to +5, for compound gear X plus Y, then for gear B Y minus X into TE by TB, for gear C Y minus X into TD by TC. That is the final row, fourth row. Okay, then since the gear B is fixed, therefore from the fourth row of the table, the motion of from the fourth row of the table, we can say that the motion of gear B is equal to Y minus X into TE by TB. Y minus X into TE by TB, and that must be equal to 0 when gear B is fixed. That means Y minus X into 45 by 75 is equal to 0. That means Y minus 0.6x is equal to 0. Y minus 0.6x is equal to 0. That is the first equation, equation number 1. Also, arm A makes 100 rpm clockwise direction. That means y. For arm, the motion is equal to plus y. That plus y must be equal to negative 100 because 100 rpm clockwise direction. That means y is equal to negative 100. Then we can substitute this value in the first equation, in this particular equation. Then minus 100 minus 0.6x is equal to 0. Then we can easily calculate this value of x. Value of x is equal to negative 166.67. Then again, from the fourth row of the table, speed of the gear C is equal to this one, y minus x into Td by Tc. Then y minus x into Td by Tc is equal to Nc. Here we can substitute the value of y, x, Td and Tc. Then we can calculate the value of Nc. Nc is equal to plus 400 rpm. That's equal to 400 rpm anti-clockwise direction. That is the final answer. We can calculate the speed of any gear by using this tabular method or by using table of motions. Okay, that's all about today's class. Thank you. Thank you all.